something else. I think that's important because see, it has to be in the perspective in which the audience is. Every time I look at an audience, I think, okay, this is a different audience, so I really can't get it. So you may see something in the video, but I may be talking. Just wanted to address what he said. Basically, a trainer is not a dirty word. First, a trainer does a lot of good. A trainer brings discipline in anybody's training. A trainer brings discipline. What we are not looking at is a trainer brings a lot of discipline. And why we all need to know what a trainer does is, what is it that we are doing which is not satisfying our audience? I am a lover of English. I remember when I first started in TCS, I was doing rec training for 6 or 8 to 10 students. Two of them were one was extremely good in English. So when he wrote the first, I think the report or the first long answer, we emailed him for 150 words. His name is Renji, he's a Malayali guy. He said, Renji, I'm so happy to read your answer because it satisfied the English teacher within me. Language is extremely good and you have got everything in order. However, as a business, when you're thinking of business, they are not looking for beautiful language, they are looking for clarity in communication and straight away getting into their head what you're writing. So, no, I love it. No grammatical errors, well organized. I'm sorry, I have to give you less mark because I think it doesn't fulfill a business need. So that was it. A trainer does a lot of good things. Why we need to think of trainer as against a teacher is, I had been a teacher, I said, for 25 years before, and all over India. I had a group of students, once in a place called Murthy. My husband was posted there, he was in the army. And I had these young fellows, one class, I was taking 9th and 10th, but there was a gap in class 4. And they asked me to take English for class 4. Today, this was in 1986. Today, at 2018, I still have a group of those friends who love me. They really love me because they still get in touch. All of them are married, I still remember those young faces, but now they're all grown up with children. But what a teacher gets in class can never be replaced. It's fact, because you teach by example. You don't teach by books. So what we to inculcate values, you have to live the value. Of so many years of training, on record I can say I have never gone late for a single session. In my complete life, I had to only cancel one class, one program which I had to do last February 23rd, 24th, because my husband had met with an accident and he was hospitalized for a head injury. And I felt so terrible. I felt worse for missing the class. I said, I really cannot leave you. You have conflicting emotions. So training is lovely because you bring into training what your skills as a teacher. You're not doing something entirely different. That's one. And second, why is training important for you today? I feel, my personal opinion, you might remember, is because today is a day of information. Anybody can Google it and find out all information available. But language, is it in giving them knowledge of certain information? You can go through 100 sites on interviews, but unless you actually stand up and talk, you will not be successful. It is not, English teaching is not information sharing. Information sharing they anyway do. They don't, in fact Google has more information than what you have. There are so many things which I don't know, which is unbelievable. What you as a trainer or a teacher do is discern from what is correct and what is not correct. So you tell the students, oh, this is what you're doing. It is not like somebody asked me, what are the questions which come going to do? There is no set questions. What are you going to do as a trainer? Is what? The scales of CEFR. You all have heard of CEFR, Council of Europe Framework for Reference. It's Council of Europe Framework for Reference of languages. Divides all languages level of learning from A1, which is the basic one, A1, A2, B1, B2, C1, C2. C2 is the highest proficiency scale. What the Council of Europe, this was in 2000, what they brought is, you train or you assess a language level by what he can do, not what he writes or says. If you're writing, can he write? It's just not for business English. It's for generally for English. You need to train students or teach students, or so that I try to use it interchangeably, because I think teaching is very good, but I think training is also very good, because I was a teacher for 25 years and trainer only for 15 years. So my teaching experience is much more. So when you impart values, you have to live the values. If you are a teacher who is always on time and your class is interesting, I'm sure the students will attend. It doesn't matter. If they feel that you have expertise in the subject, they will attend. So the values are taught by example and not so much by saying you should do this, you should not tell lies, etc. Of course, punishment, etc. That I'm not going into too much of it. So training, why I was thinking, all of you are good in English. This is what I come with. That many of you are PhDs, your basic language levels are good. You have your grammar, vocabulary, etc., etc., all good. So what is it that you want to say? Why is it that you have come to this class? And that's my question to all of you. Yeah. Sir, I hope I answered you.
Yeah.
Please. So I'm going to take off here. Sit down. I manage a very informal class. You don't have to sit in this, because in my training I always let them sit in groups. Please sit.
No, I just want to look at them and then see whether they share my feelings.
Yeah, I'll ask all of them.
To all of you, what I feel I'm giving my opinion. As all of us are good, great teachers also. I mean, many of us are also professionals. And we do teach the students in the classrooms. However, we do find that what we are teaching, there is an implicit value building system in that.
Yes.
We are doing it already. However, I find that my students are ready to pay more to outside classes where English speaking skills classes are conducted by non-English teachers.
Exactly.
So that puts me in a fix. What is it that I lack that the students are ready to pay? Here I give it free of charge in my classrooms.
Yeah.
It's not that some students do take, but students are also ready to pay lot more outside to non-English teachers. So what is it that they are giving which we can take and we can reclaim our spaces as English teachers as well as trainers and come back to being a better teacher in the classroom. That's what I mean.
Anything else? Anything else you have to one, this is the difference between training and teaching. Training is always need-based. If I don't satisfy some need in all of you, my standing here, spending money, time, etc., you sitting here is a waste. So, to that extent, yes, what she said, we are going to address. What is it that you give? Anything else? What is your opinion?
I'm a teacher for 9th and 10th standard.
Sit down.
And with the new change in syllabus and standard, they have mentioned where the teacher is a trainer, is a facilitator and all that thing. And whereas still the parents and the students say, you have to teach as a traditional way. So some of my those students, they are the parents now. So I do tell them, yes, when you are my student, I taught you in the same traditional way. But now the syllabus itself same thing, not to teach the grammar especially in the same way, because when you go to the outside the market, so that time you don't, what happens, I teach in the Marathi medium, so Marathi students most of the time they first in mind they prepare the sentence and they start.
Marathi and then talk in English.
Yeah. So now what is the syllabus has changed, what they say is that you just have to speak, don't think of a grammar. And so they have told us not to teach the grammar what we used to do earlier. With the
How can you now
yeah.
teach the students, but at the same time they understand the grammar?
Fine.
So that
they wanted to learn what is a trainer
right,
and facilitator.
that will do, because this is one thing which I've always addressed, because grammar is not required. Anything else anybody is looking for? Yes.
I teach foreign students.
So that's more difficult.
Yeah. So it's a very challenging job. So I would like to know more skills where I can train them or teach them in a better way.
See, teaching foreign students are very difficult, because English in India is a second language. For foreigners, it's a foreign language. So for them, their exposure to English is much lesser. There are some positives in teaching a foreign language, because they don't know anything, they will accept whatever you say. Anyway, that's okay. I don't think we have to do that, but some of it you will be able to take. Anything else anybody has to say before we start my formal session? Anyone?
Same lines.
Yeah?
Yeah, all of us.
Well, she's all set. Do you want a 10 minutes break after listening to so much of a lecture?
You don't mind.
No. Huh? How many of you want a break? Democracy.
Fine.
I'm sorry you're outnumbered. I can't give you a break. But you can quietly go and come back. I started my class.
No, before you start, I just want to request all of these people because the mobiles are ringing every
Yeah, yeah.
now and then.
Yes,
You have actually come a long way to attend this session.
Yes.
So keep your mobile
And
phones
start
onto
with
the
the
silent
button,
mode,
you put it on a
on the
silent mode.
vibration mode or a silent mode
Yeah,
because
yeah.
it disturbs
Absolutely.
the speaker and the listener both.
Yeah. Even I have
Sorry for being so straightforward,
Absolutely, absolutely. Because this is what you tell your students. If you're
Yes, yes.
You have to do, you have to live by example.
but and the first thing we do is keeping our phones onto the silent mode.
Yeah.
Before
Someone there to help me.
Yeah, definitely. Devraj is it.
I really wants to do it till Devraj comes.
Yeah.
Just we start off. But anybody who wants to just quietly go out for 2 minutes and come back, you are most welcome. As I said, that's the advantage of attending your training. And just go out quietly and come back.
Yeah, I think that's the difference between teacher and trainer. A trainer allows the students to go out for
So the thing is, if they are not mentally prepared, so for example, if some of them want to use the toilet, I cannot keep them here. That's even allowed in schools. The child wants to go, you let them go. No, it's okay. The first one, session 1, that one. See, in the last session today, I wanted to deal with how to structure a course using the CEFR scales. The CEFR, Council of Europe, I have given a list of websites. In that, the last website is the latest descriptors of CEFR. And CEFR have changed the way they are looking. They changed the original, and this is not yet published. This was sent to me by a friend. You can download it. I don't want to copy anything from there due to copyright. So I have given the CEFR descriptors. It's very tough to understand, and it is not based on business English. CEFR scales have always believed to teach a language to help the children to do what they can do at the end of your training. So you look at it with the end in mind. First thing you say, oh, what can they do at the end of it? It's not that what they know, whether they know. See, a lot of children know, but they're not able to reproduce. So it's your training is not a knowledge-based either training, but definitely a skill-based training where at the end of it you write what can my student do at the end of the training. Next slide. Press enter. Press enter. Press enter. Yeah, this is Stephen Covey said begin with the end in mind. Always when you create a course, you think what is that I want this course to achieve. So you decide, because this is a one-day program, at the end of one day, what is it that I want you people to know? So at the end of the program, I hope that I will be able to do this, understand the difference between general English and English, identify areas to focus on for a continuous professional development for each one of you. See, each one of you again are at different levels and different interests. So you decide what you need to focus on. Identify nuances of business communication, this is mainly for the students you teach. Understand the CEFR scale, that is the Council of Europe, that is the last session, and how to create a course. A2 and B1 are, A1 is the lowest level, A2 is the second level. How can you create a course? Because you have a set of students, as she said, she has a set of Marathi students. Teaching them literature or expecting them to mug up those sentences, vocabulary, etc. is not going to make them better. What it will help is to write an exam. But if they really want to talk, let me use the vocabulary. And to use the vocabulary, if you give them too much vocabulary, they get scared. Whenever you teach a foreign language, it's not written here. You see, this way, fluency, accuracy, accent. The three areas you focus on: fluency first, accuracy second, and accent last. That is why Indians have so many problems with accent. I have people telling me Indians write excellent English, but we can't understand what they say because we don't focus on accents. We cannot. There's so much to do. We cannot focus. So you think of that is why when you teach fluency, people say don't worry about accuracy now. Mainly because You stop at that moment and say this is grammatically wrong. Child loses his confidence. In the beginning, it's let him talk. But as a trainer, you note down whatever common errors he makes. If 10 of them are making the same error, then you have next class. I'll tell you how to do it. Next slide, please. Next slide. What is? This is my note. See, a professional communication skills has language skills and some business skills. All of us need those skills. You need skills in negotiation, you need skills in conducting a meeting, and ultimately culture is not so much, I'm not concentrating because only if you're working in an international workplace, you need to know, because culturally words have different meaning. So when you first step, even a simple thing like introduction and greetings. Then we say, when you go to the US, they say, hi, how are you doing? And then you go to, and I say, I'm fine, thanks. But they expected the answer is great. Yeah, that is a norm. You go to Australia, they say, how are you going? The first time I heard someone say, I said, by bus. But what he meant was, how are you?
Yes.
So each culture has different ways. We're not going to touch that. Because that itself is a full session. Yeah.
I would still request some inputs from you
I'll give you personally.
because here, yes, we do not work for an international organization, but tomorrow our students are going there.
That's true, but not all the students. The thing is, I didn't. Most of the students go.
Yeah.
So today I hadn't planned on that culture. What I can do, I'll give you some websites which you can go.
Some examples here.
Yeah, here and there. Because many students are only teaching Indians who are going to live in the Indian environment and work in the Indian environment. So I have structured this only for them. Okay. Next slide, please. Language skill, English as taught in schools and colleges. English is required at more things. Is there a difference? Is there a difference?
Yes.
What is the difference?
There's a value of a difference.
No, please. That is going to be I'm going to ask you all to first number yourselves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 again.
Okay, fine.
1, 2, 3, 5. 2, 3. You're also part of this class. 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, sorry. 1, 3, 4,